Hey again, guys. So welcome back. My name is Chelsea. I am a homeschool mom of two boys, and my oldest is 10, my youngest is 5, and I'm going over our curriculum video for the 2021-2022 school year for my oldest, my 10-year-old. So technically, age-wise, he will be 5th grade. But if you don't know, if you've seen my other videos, you know this, but he has several learning differences, including dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and ADHD. And his dyscalculia, which is his math learning disability, is the worst. His dysgraphia is pretty bad too, but his dyslexia is getting better. I'll explain some of that in this video. So he's made some huge strides as far as that goes. In general, he's made huge strides. So first off, a big change this year, which I've mentioned in my previous just catching up video. He is going to a day program at a local farm. It is a Waldorf-based program. He is there from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and that's every day. He has a great teacher. She is a Waldorf certified teacher, has been doing this like 20 years. And then she also has an assistant teacher, and this is, I think, his, I don't know, second, something like that, year teaching. And he's fantastic as well. And they just work great together. It's mostly pretty much all outdoors. It's at a farm. They've got life skills, social skills, all that, but they also do all of the main subjects. So, and they do them kind of in like block units, which is how Waldorf works. So, anyway, he's doing fantastic with that, like absolutely fantastic. He will also go again next year as well. But we do still do homeschool with him in the afternoon. And actually next year, they have him lumped in with the 3rd grade this year. So even though he's technically 4th grade, age-wise, he's performing more at 3rd grade level. In math, he's still at a 2nd grade level, but with like all his other stuff, he's 3rd grade. And that's the level they've put him in. And next year, all the rising 4th graders will be doing extended hours. So he will actually be there till 3 most days, if not every day. We'll see how that goes because he still will need to do some stuff at home as well. But the reason they did that is it's kind of a group environment or a like one room schoolhouse kind of feel. So there is kindergarten. Right now it's kindergarten through 3rd grade, which next year it'll be kindergarten through 4th grade and so on. And because this was their first year doing it. And so it's hard for, for the kids who are struggling a little bit more, which there's a few kids at that school that are struggling a little bit more because that's why their parents picked this, right? Like they needed something out of the box. Oh, I'm hearing him yell. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry if I'm a little out of breath. It was our dog. Our neighbor walks our dog. Anyway, that's who that was, so I had to run and get him all hooked up. I'm trying to think what I was even talking about. The school. Okay, so he'll be staying till 3, and they will be doing like extra academics. So only the older that grade is going to be staying. And it's only like, I'm trying to think how many kids it is in that grade, like maybe 4. And she'll be working with those kids on, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. She will be working with these kids specifically on, gosh, my thing keeps trying to fall. Like kind of their weak areas. So it'll just be extra like academic time, like just for that grade. So I'm not sure how much like supplementation he's going to need, but since the following year and going forward, we intend to keep him home still to homeschool. I want to continue on with what we're doing at home, at least on a basic level, so that I kind of have like a jumping off of point when he's home after that. So this is my plan. This is what he's currently working through, and I'm not sure when he'll be finished with this. So we'll be still probably doing some of this next year, like the beginning of next year, and then we'll move on to the next level. So to start with, we'll do language arts. He has been using The Good and the Beautiful. He's used it K, first grade, or level 1, I should say, and this is level 2. Their stuff's considered a little advanced, so this is more like an advanced second grade, more third grade level, which, like I said, he's like at third grade level for language arts. He is not super far into this because, okay, he's like maybe a fifth of the way into this. And part of that is because we just take our time as we're moving through stuff. I don't try to push to get stuff finished in a particular school year. And he's just kind of been in the middle of years when we switch over. So that's kind of how it's lined up. And so anyway, he's only partway through this. We also have slowed down on doing this every day. We normally do this every day, or at least 4 days a week. But this year, in January, is that right? Yeah, in January, I started Barton with him. Barton is a program specifically designed for dyslexic students, and you have to kind of get certified in it. It's fairly expensive, not gonna lie. And for example, like each level is like $350, and it takes them like anywhere from a month to 2 or 3 months or something to go through a level. So it's pretty pricey. I think for most people. We started in January. I've been recommended it several times. And so we started it. They kind of make you start at level 1. And then if they move really quickly through it, they will send you out the next level for free. They'll let you kind of like switch it. You return the one and they send out the other one all for free. That is what we ended up doing. So he really is reading pretty well, but we had his middle of the year grade testing done. They did it at his school, and it was the Woodcock Johnson. And I was happy with his scores for the most part, but they kind of the testers kind of gave me all this pressure, like, he's still behind in this, and he really, would benefit from this program, and kind of made me feel, and they also talked me into vision therapy. Anyway, that's another story. I'm not sure that was super necessary, but regardless, anyway, back to the Barton. We're doing that. I ordered it. He flew through the level 1. Like, that was completely unnecessary. But it was good for me because it taught me how to teach it. And it is different than an average. And they're pretty, like, you really need to stick to the script for it to be, like, as effective or whatever. So we did that. We switched it out for level 2. He just finished level 2. And we don't do it every day. You're supposed to do it, like, at least, 2 hours a week or something like that. You can split it up any way you want to. And I think that's right. Gosh, I cannot remember because I feel like it was like 4 days a week for 30 minutes at a time. We don't do that. Okay. If we had done that, he would have finished these 2 levels in he finished level 1 in like 3 days. And level 2 would have been a week and a half or something like that. So we have spread it out. We mix it up with the Good and the Beautiful. And there's no grammar instruction. This is solely phonics and spelling. So it's reading and spelling program, and it is like, that is all it is, which is great. I mean, and it's supposed to be amazing. Like, people have gotten really good results. It comes very highly recommended. But I did still want him to have writing and grammar practice and that kind of stuff, and not to kind of like lose where he's at with the Good and the Beautiful. So when we were partway through level 2, I picked the Good and the Beautiful back up to kind of mix in and to kind of draw it out, because $350 is expensive. So he just got level 3 of the Barton. So now we're going to be doing level 3. I hear a lot of kids really slow down in that level. But yeah, level 1 and 2, I think we could have completely skipped because it was still teaching letter sounds, and he definitely can read. So yes, we're doing the Barton reading and spelling. Then I'm doing the Good and the Beautiful for the other bulk of his language arts. I don't really use the Good and the Beautiful spelling because, like I said, we're doing the Barton reading and spelling, and I'm just kind of letting, he has like really bad spelling skills, kind of letting that be the guide and just sticking with that for his spelling. We did do All About Spelling 1 last year. Yeah, I feel like we year-round homeschool, so it's all blurring. I feel like that was last summer, and we finished that, and he's in level 2. And we kind of paused that when we started the Barton. So that's where we're at with language arts. And I love the Good and the Beautiful. So language program. So we're also using the Good and the Beautiful's handwriting. He's level 2. This has totally like been fine for him, like no problem. Which is saying a lot because his writing skills are lovely. So he's a little behind in his writing skills. I don't know if I have a picture because a lot of it that he's still on is just the letters and stuff. But I thought this would be good to really help him, you know, get his letter. I do have one of his pages. He doesn't like to do the pictures, but anywhere where it's just having him copy, you can kind of get an idea of his lettering. But it is so much better. It's in the lines. It's the size. Oh, it used to be giant and all over, all random sizes. But his school that he goes to has really helped a lot with that. So that's handwriting. Prior to this, we've always used handwriting without tears. We've done that since kindergarten. So kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, and now he's kind of repeating third grade, if you will. And this is the first year we've tried the Good and the Beautiful, and I really like it. I did like handwriting without tears too, but he's just got his own group of issues. There's the reader that comes with it. I love the readers. And he's doing this great. I mean, he's reading these no problem. So, and they're great, just wholesome little stories. For history, he loves history and science. So he really does a decent amount of history and science at his school, especially science. There's so much nature, first of all, because it's on a farm, and there's a creek, and there's all these things. But they also really study quite a bit of history and science. So I don't feel like I really need a curriculum per se with him. And so far this year, we have done hardly any of that. I did history at the beginning of the year, but we really have hardly done anything extra at home besides, some like on his own. And what I mean by on his own, he is obsessed with encyclopedias. He loves any nonfiction, science, earth, nature, math. He hates math, but he loves math encyclopedias. Like, he loves encyclopedias. History encyclopedias. We picked up a few history encyclopedias this year, and he's just eating them up. So I feel like he's getting a decent amount. He also really likes, we have the Usborne Time Travelers. He loved that. He's been going through that at bedtime. And anyway, and he just really has gotten enough, I feel like, on his own. We go to Williamsburg multiple times a year. Kid loves history. Like, we're good with history, and he gets quite a bit at school as well. That said, for next year, this year we did American history mostly. At his school they did like a variety, mostly world history actually. But at home we mostly did American history. We were going through Knotgrass. We did not finish. There's 2 parts to it. We didn't even quite finish the first part. I'm holding it, and I'm going to wait until he's back home with me full time, and I'm going to do it with him and his brother together. So he'll be, 5th grade, and his brother will be, their ages, it's like so different than what their grades are because his brother's advanced a little bit. So anyway, I don't know. He'll be like 1st grade, I think. Math, it's going really well. So anyway, I'm holding off to do them together with that program. And I'm going to be doing, we've had this forever. I bought this for his 1st grade year, like 4 years ago, to do with him, and just never got around to it. I read it at the time and I thought, he's not going to sit still for this. Like, no way. So we stuck with unit studies that I made myself in a lot of picture books. I put a lot of time into it, and he loved them. That said, I think he is finally ready for this, and I think he will really enjoy it. We're going to do it as kind of a bedtime read aloud, and I'm excited. And then we have like other books to go along with this. Like, we have a very large library collection at home. Not library collection, like home library. So anyway, I plan on doing that for history and adding that in. As far as, okay, sorry, he's yelling at me. As far as science goes, we do have several units from the Good and the Beautiful that we have even yet to do. I am for sure going through at least one of those this summer, and that is the maturation and I forget what it's called now. Anyway, it's sexual reproduction and maturation. I'm probably like flipping that around. Anyway, he's been finally showing some interest. He's 10 and he's been asking questions, and I just feel like he's finally hit the right age for it. So we are going to go through that. I feel like he's starting to show some changes physically and things like that. And, I just think it's a good time to do it. So we are going to do that one. There's also, I forget the other one. There's a safety unit I'd really like to go through for both the kids. Like, what to do in case there's a fire. And that one is a really short unit. They're both fairly short units. So those are the two I'm for sure going to hit this summer. As far as like when next school year starts, since he's going to be at school from 9 to 3, I'm keeping expectations low. I'm going to still do our language arts and math every day. And I'm not going to stress about the science and history. I mean, like I said, I plan on reading this at bedtime, and I think that'll be fine for history and adding stuff as he wants to. But I don't have like a formal plan besides doing the one thing I said, the Good and the Beautiful's 2 unit studies over the summer. I'm going to do those. But yeah, during the school year, I don't know that I'm going to hit anything. I may change my mind. I don't know. And then the last but not least, this is our huge struggle subject. This is his math. So this is Singapore, the US edition, mathematics. He is currently using the 2A book. So there's 2A and 2B. So like beginning of 2nd grade. And we're going through this really slowly. We do it most days, but some days I do math with him every day, but some days we just work on like times table. Sorry, this car just like did a crazy thing outside my window. Anyway, times table drills, like whatever he's working on at school, right? Like if they're getting ready to do their times test, or if they're getting ready to, they're studying like money and time, or whatever it is, measurement, whatever it is. I try to mix that in so I can kind of see where he's at in his progress and stuff. So that is what we're doing for math. When he's finished with this, we will move on to the level 3, or the level 2B, I should say. Sorry, my dog just got back from his walk, so my son was bringing him up. Anyway, like I was saying for math, we're going to move on just whenever he's finished with it to the 2B. And we also do Montessori manipulatives, math board games. I'm trying to think. Anyway, we do a lot of hands-on stuff. And we have a lot of manipulatives we use along with our math. So like an abacus, that we do the unit blocks. We have, like I said, Montessori. We have the beads. We do the snake game and the stamp game and all of that. So, yeah, I'm happy that he's making progress. And it seems like the Singapore has been just as good as anything else, and it works well for our spine. And he's handling it well. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to plug along with that. And he's doing well at school. He's actually doing better at school with math than I would have expected by far. So yeah, so that's kind of the update on him. And then after next year, that video will be a little more exciting because he will be coming back home full time at that point. And I will be excited to like really kind of get to pick out stuff for him again and be really thoughtful about it, since it'll be all at home. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions about any of this, feel free to comment below. I try to answer the best I can, but I wanted to give this update, especially on him, because I feel like a lot of my subscribers have followed me because of the fact that I'm teaching a child who has all these struggles, and really it has been an adventure. I will say, like, the most exciting thing that's happened this year is not even academically, though he's made huge progress academically, but socially and emotionally, how much progress he's made, which I do think the school has helped with that. But I saw that coming before he even started school. I was seeing that kind of turn and that shift in the summer. And yeah, and he's, like I said, he's 10 now. And I think our roughest years emotionally were like 7, 8, and the beginning of 9. So there's hope. He is fantastic now. He is such a sweet little guy, not a little guy, but sweet big guy. And yeah, even though he still has a lot of academic struggles, his attitude and his willingness to push through is like his drive, his persistence, his dedication, is just so much better. Like, I can't even tell you. And that started shifting some, like I said, last summer, but I think the school has helped too. It's very consistent. It gives him, he's outside all day, and he really needs that. Like, kids who have, not all kids, but like, mine in particular, and I know others as well that have like ADHD and stuff, they really need to be out. They need to be moving. They need that fresh air. They need to climb trees. And that has been a fantastic outlet for him. And it's just worked really, really well. And it has really pushed him to take ownership and responsibility of a lot of things, including his learning. I mean, he really understands that nobody can help him learn stuff, like he just has to put the work in, right? And it's like that internal motivation. And this is the year I finally see that he's getting internal motivation to push through the harder subjects, and I could not be more proud of him. So that's my update on that. If you're kind of at the beginning of the journey, or you're just finding all these things out, or you're just getting some diagnoses, I would just say, hang in there. Like for him in particular, he's made so much progress. He's not grade level, right? Like when he had that test and they were all like doom and gloom, but he's only reading at, an end of second grade level. And he's, technically age-wise, he should be beginning of fourth grade or halfway through fourth grade or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but a year ago he was reading at a kindergarten level. So like perspective, people. And yeah, his math has only made a half a year's progress in a year, but he can, write a paragraph now, and he can talk to other kids without freaking out. He can be at school all day long without like freaking out. He doesn't cry at bedtime saying, that where does he fit in the world? And I don't even really want to be here. This world wasn't made for me. Like, that's what matters, right? And I feel like we all need to hear that. And we all need to remember that our kids' mental health and well-being is so important, and their worth, they need to truly understand their worth is not in the academics. It's not in their any of their abilities, right? It's not in whatever they're good at. It's their worth is in the fact they're human beings, right? And they deserve love and compassion, and that's what makes them worthy, and just for being themselves. So, and that has really been something I feel like has shifted with him this year. He really, I think, is coming to understand that he's valuable, and it doesn't matter what his scores are or what level of reading he's doing or whatever, right? Okay. So that's my little soapbox moment. But yes, we have come to a much better place with all of that. And I'm really looking forward to the future. And I'm feeling much more hopeful at the end of this year than what I was feeling last year. So yes, that is my giant update. I hope this was helpful for others. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to either message me or comment down below. Thanks.